you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. It's a long overdue. We are midway through October and I finally have my September collective haul to share with you guys. And I have so much to share with you. I feel like I purchased so much at the beginning of September and then like also so much at the end, and now I'm just super overwhelmed with everything that I have. In fact, I was recently going through my collection and trying to do like a savage makeup declutter so that I could make room for all of the stuff that I have currently been hauling. And then the Sephora VIB sale has just been announced as well, so we all know I'm going to go a little bit crazy for that. But that's not what today's video is about. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the items that I accumulated or that came into my life, whether I purchased them or they came through PR. I'm going to be sharing all of the products with you today. I hope you're excited. I have beauty, mostly beauty. Not really skincare. No, I don't think I really have skincare that I've accumulated. I have been doing so well at working my way through my skincare collection. I'm kind of proud of myself, but I do also have a purse to share with you guys today, which I'm super excited about. So if you are also excited, then stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love if you would consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's just jump into this cumulative haul. All right, you guys, I am currently in the process of scrubbing off my self-tan. Clearly, it's going a lot better on my hands because I wash them so much, but don't make fun of all of the different colors that I am, because I know we're not matching really anywhere. I am so excited to share with you guys all of the items that I accumulated in September, and the one that I am most excited about is this purse. I was so excited when this brand, so this is a Teddy Blake bag, and when they reached out to me wondering if I wanted to choose a purse off their website to share with you guys and just to give an honest review on, I was so excited. I have always been a bag type of a gal. I've never been that into shoes, although I will say I've gotten more into shoes over the years, but I have always been into purses from like the 6th grade on. I can remember buying my first Coach purse. I also remember like my first Marc Jacobs, my first Michael Kors. This Michael Kors wallet is still like, I've had this for years and I've like one of my favorite items ever. Always been a bag girl though, so I started perusing through their website and it was so hard for me to decide which bag I wanted. There's a bag that I decided not to go with, but I think I might treat myself to this for Christmas or try and subtly hint to my husband that maybe he should buy me this bag. Sorry if you can hear my dog chewing his bone. But I decided to go with the Bella 12-inch. There are different sizes. I believe there's a 10-inch, and I know there's also a larger size as well. And this is what it looks like. I also decided to go with the black and the red interior. I believe there's also black with blue interior, and then they have a bunch of different colors as well. I do have quite a few like brown or cognac colored bags, so I really wanted to go with a black bag. And I just really quick, I know this is just a haul, not necessarily a review, and you will see this in an upcoming favorites as well. I can say hands down, this is my favorite item that I have received through PR in my entire time on YouTube, and I just feel so incredibly lucky that this hobby like allows me ever to get anything sent to me, but like I am in freaking love. Normally I leave my purses, like lately I've just like left my purse in my car when I come in to my house every day. This comes in every single day, and my husband knows like how proud I am of my purse. And there was one day I didn't bring my purse inside and he's like, Steph, where's your purse? So I have had this for a couple of weeks now, so I have really gotten to know this bag, and I can say this is my favorite bag that I have ever owned. I've owned, again, Coach, Louis Vuitton, Neverfull, Marc Jacobs, like lots of Michael Kors bags. This is by far my favorite bag that I've owned. So if you haven't heard of Teddy Blake before, basically their whole like mission is to be a luxury quality handbag company, but they kind of cut out the price, the like extra $1,000 to $2,000 that you're paying just for the label of like Louis Vuitton. So the first time that I opened this and took this out of the bag, first of all, it was packaged so beautifully. I had my husband take a video of me unboxing this, but unfortunately that footage was corrupt or got corrupted somehow on my card, so I don't have that to share with you, but it came in a really beautiful box, a really beautiful like protective bag. And the first thing I said when I pulled this out was just how weighty it felt. So you could just feel the quality. All of their bags are made with Italian leather. It just feels so high quality. So let me I have my full bag here. Kind of embarrassing. I have a ton of stickers in here because I've been working hard on my planner and I like to jazz it up with stickers. I also just carry this little mini Louis Vuitton bag with my markers for my planner. But in here I also have just like an e.l.f. spray in case I'm feeling dry throughout the day. I have a lip balm, and then I have the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Crushed Body Spray in case we're getting a little stinky throughout the day. And then I also have my Advil for when we get the headaches. I have my wallet, some cough drops, and some gum. Let me just completely take everything out. I also have my work name tag, a ponytail. We're already getting a little messy in here. So this is what the inside looks like. I love that I can just easily clip my keys around like the straps of this. So it makes it very easy to be able to find my keys. It also comes with an adjustable strap, which I absolutely love. So I used to only carry my bags by like the actual handles, but since becoming a mom and a parent and always like you always got like a million things in your hand. You have like your 5 bags of grocery, you have your toddler on your side. I guess she's not really even a toddler anymore, she's 5. But I always need a strap to go around my body, and I love that this is adjustable. So I like mine, oh boy, we don't need to be seeing this, but I like mine to hit like lower than, like kind of around my butt. So I like that it's adjustable, but if you like yours to sit a little bit higher, you can have it sit higher, obviously through adjusting the strap, and you can take the strap off if you don't like the strap. So it just clips on and off. You can take the strap off. And then it also has these buttons if you want to have it be like, if you want to close the bag, is what I'm trying to say. Close it a little bit more. I like to just have the buttons open and free. The game changer for me is these 2 zippered pouches, so that I knew I had extra cash lying around. $12 I just found. So that it can hide your money from your husband. Just kidding. But it has the 2 zippered sides, so you can just be a little bit more organized. Anything to help me be a little bit more organized is truly appreciated. Maybe on one side I could keep like my bobby pins and ponytails, because I'm always losing those too. But I know this feels like it was just a review of this bag, but I just had to share with you guys. This video is not sponsored. They are not paying me to say this. They just sent me this bag to review for you guys. What I really like about the brand too is they have been so kind. Like, they've reached out to say, hey, hope you're liking your bag. This is our mission. If you want to share this with your audience, we would love that. If you believe in it as well, if you are impressed with the quality. But if you're not, you're not. And I have truly been impressed with the quality. So thank you so much to Teddy Blake for considering me even to send this to me and be able to share with my audience. I really, really appreciate it. They do have a code for, I believe, $20 off. I will link that below. I do not believe it's an affiliate link, so I won't make any money off of it. It's just a code for you guys to save $20. And then they are also running a 60% off their entire site right now, so I will leave a link for you down below in my description box as well, in case you are interested in just perusing the site and seeing what there is available. I love the thought of Christmas gifts. I know for me personally, my mother-in-law always joke about like finding the perfect handbag, and I feel like the perfect handbag for her is on the Teddy Blake website. So that's gonna make Christmas shopping a whole heck of a lot easier. Okay, and since we're on the topic of PR or things that were sent to me, I'll just briefly talk about the other things that were sent to me and I did not purchase with my own money this month. So first, from Octoly, I picked up, or I applied for and received, this quad from Clarins. This is the #2 Rosewood graduation quad. It looks like this. I don't know, this is not really like my personal style. The colors are a little bit more subtle. I feel like you're not really getting any true mattes in this quad. There's 2 that'll look like mattes when I show the cutaway clips, but everything's more of like a satin, and it's just, this isn't really like my jam. I do love the colors and think they're really pretty, and think I could use this for like lid topper shades, but I personally wouldn't really recommend this for the price. I think there's better quads out there. And then I was also really excited to have been approved for the baby one by Lawless through Octoly. And this is an 8-pan eyeshadow palette. Super beautiful color story. I love how curated this is. I've been really craving these mauve tones. I've used this, I believe, 8 times at this point, and the only shade I have not used is this red one right here. I just don't personally love red eyeshadow on my eyes, but everything else I actually really like. Earlier this year, I purchased the large, the 1 eyeshadow palette from Lawless, and I reviewed that and said that I just really wasn't that impressed with the quality. I felt like a lot of the shades were really dry, and I didn't think it was worth the money. It's $25 for 8 shades. I personally love a mini eyeshadow palette, so that, to me, I am comfortable with the price. I would recommend this one, and this one is a lot less dry feeling than the 1 eyeshadow palette from Lawless. I think these shades feel a lot more buttery. They're very, very blendable and very easy to use. I will say this rose gold shade is a little bit chunky. However, it does appear very metallic on the eyes. I always do my eyes first, but that's just something to be aware of. You probably will get some fallout with that shade. This shade right here is a little bit less high impact, or a little less foiled than the rose gold shade, but this makes for a really beautiful inner corner highlight or a really soft shimmer all over the eyes. And overall, I have not been able to put this palette down. I have so many eyeshadow palettes that I've recently brought into my collection, and I keep them in a bowl on my drawers, and they go through a testing period, and after I've used the palette 5 times and used each shade in the palette at least 1 time to kind of at least get a feel for every single shade, then the palette goes out of my testing phase and moves its way into my closet and the rest of my palette collection. This has been out of its testing phase, but I haven't been able to put this down because I have just been craving these tones, and I was really impressed with the quality of this. So I definitely recommend this. I know that the Sephora VIB sale is coming up. Might be something worth checking out. Just saying. And then the last products I have to share with you guys that were sent to me were actually sent to me from one of the sweetest subscribers ever. Candace, thank you so much. She sent me the most generous box of goodies, and I never ever would expect anyone to send me anything, and I couldn't. When she sent me an email asking if I would be interested in just receiving some products, I was just blown away by the kindness. And again, never any pressure to send me anything. I couldn't believe someone wanted to send me anything. And then when I opened the box to see everything that she sent my way, I remember calling my husband being like, I don't know how I could even say thank you for all of these things. I'm just blown away that someone would want to send me anything, let alone all of these luxurious items. So I'm going to share them with you really quick. The one that I've been using the most thus far and loving is this Sicily powder. When I saw this in the box, I was like, oh man, I hope I don't like this because Sicily is so expensive. I've been wanting to try the Sicily primer for so long, just because I have a thing with primers. You guys know this if you're not new to my channel, but that primer is like $200 some. So I was like, oh, I really hope I don't like this Sicily powder because I imagine it's very expensive. So this is their Blur Expert powder, and you actually put this on before you put your foundation on. And I really like this powder. It's really, really nice. I just dust it all over my face. I can definitely see a blur. I have no issues with any of the foundations I've used with this sitting on top of it. It's really nice, and I really, really like this, and this is definitely something I would consider purchasing again when I go through this. I also really want to repurchase the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I feel like I'm not even a powder girl, and I want to spend all this money on powders. And then she also sent over the Guerlain powder. These are the meteorites, so it's like I always wanted to try these because I thought it was the most interesting thing ever, but I could just never get myself to spend the money on it. So I will do cutaway clips, you guys, but it's just like the little balls that create powder, and I don't think I figured out how to best use this, because I have found that I feel like the few times I've tried to use this, it just makes my skin look a little bit dry and powdery. So if you have any recommendations and have tried this, let me know how you best like to use it. I think maybe I need to be better about using like the actual puff that comes with it. I don't know, you guys, give me your recommendations if you have tried these. Also, I was really excited to see a product from Chantecaille in there. I've really been interested in Chantecaille as a brand, but again, very expensive, and haven't decided to pull the trigger and buy anything. So she sent over the Ultra Sun Protection Sunscreen. This is SPF 45, and you can use this as a standalone SPF, or you can use this as a primer, and it's a beautiful primer. It does offer a bit of a tack to the skin, and it also gives the most beautiful natural looking glow to the skin, and I have been using this non-stop. At first, I thought it felt a little bit greasy on the skin, but it really doesn't last. It takes like 2 minutes to set into your skin, and then it just gives the most beautiful glow. I've worn this alone without any foundation, and I have really been enjoying this. And then she sent over the Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector. So I picked this up when I was first getting into YouTube, before I even really understood what this was supposed to be used for. Used it up, remember liking it, but I just like was in that experimental phase of makeup where I was just still figuring out myself and my makeup preferences. I freaking love this, and I am so sad that it took me so long to have this back in my life, and wouldn't have had it back in my life unless it was for you, Candace, so thank you. I have mine in light medium, and this does the most amazing job at brightening underneath the eyes. It is a really emollient texture, and I do like to put this on before I put on like my actual foundation, and I'll just like blend it in, and it just gives the most beautiful brightening effect underneath the eyes. Thank you so much for bringing this back into my life, Candace. I feel like this is going to be a forever repurchase for me. And then also she sent along 2 sprays. I have a little mini of the MAC Prep and Prime MAC Fix Plus, which I was super excited about because I have used 2 full size of my MAC Fix Pluses lately and haven't yet grabbed another one, and MAC Fix Plus is one of my favorite sprays. And then she also sent along the Too Faced Dew You Fresh Glow Setting Spray, which I love a good dewy setting spray. I just recently finished up my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist, so I am in need of another glowy spray, and I'm really excited to see how this one works for me. It definitely does have a watermelon scent to it. I have sprayed it. Actually, I'm just going to... Normally, I'm not like a huge watermelon type of a gal, but I actually do like the scent of watermelon. I'm excited to see... I always do this to myself. Oh man, I'm excited to see what kind of glow this gives to my skin. I already feel like looking in the viewfinder. I can tell it is giving a beautiful glow. I love to be glowy, so thank you so much. I'm very excited to have that. And then also she sent along the, I think is it Japanesque beauty sponge, which I have really been liking. It doesn't look that dirty. I recently cleaned this, but I have used this. It is stiffer than I usually opt for in a makeup sponge, but I've really been liking this. But I actually have really been liking this. I've kind of been like transitioning back into a stiffer beauty sponge. I've been testing out the e.l.f. one, which I like, but it's definitely not as stiff. And sometimes this is really nice just to offer a little bit more coverage than the e.l.f. one has been giving me. So I've really been enjoying this. I think you can still get this at Ulta. I'm not sure. I also love like the black and red marbled effect. So there were a couple other things that Candace sent over, but my office is such a disaster right now. I can't find everything. Yeah, there's a lot that I can't find because I've been also doing like my makeup inventory, re-updating my sheets, and it's a disaster over here. All right, you guys, now we're gonna move on to everything that I purchased for myself throughout the month of September. So I did pick up just about everything from the Rare Beauty line. There's a couple more items that I think I'm going to pick up during this Sephora VIB sale, and then I'm gonna come back to do a full face of, I almost said e.l.f., full face of Rare Beauty, kind of showing you how I apply everything and then also giving my review on these products. I have been using a lot of this throughout the last like 5 to 6 weeks, so I can give like a brief review, but keep an eye out probably mid-November for that Rare Beauty video. So let's start with these complexion products. Up first we have the primer. which I didn't pick up when I initially picked up everything, but then I was like, I really do kind of want to try the primer. This is a very, very glowy primer, I will say that, and a little bit goes a very, very long way. So I actually use this really, really sparingly so it doesn't give quite as intense of a glowy effect, but this also feels so hydrating on the skin, which I really appreciate. I feel like I'm going to get a ton of use out of this primer next spring, summer, even in the winter, to kind of give me a glow and to also help hydrate my skin. But I have a feeling this is going to become a new staple in my primer collection, and you guys know I have a thing about primers. I'm very passionate about primers. I also picked up the foundation and concealer. Now the concealer I think is a little bit too light for me. I picked up the shade 130N, although this might be a great match for me when I finally get all of my self-tan scrubbed off. And then in the foundation I picked up 150C, which again is too light for this self-tan, but I'm hoping it will match me a little bit better as we get into the colder months and I ease back on the self-tan some. I picked up 2 of the liquid blushes. I wanted to try both the matte formula as well as the dewy formula. So in the matte formula, I picked up the shade Bliss, which is this really, really beautiful pink shade. And then in the dewy shade, I picked up Joy, which I think is absolutely stunning as well. Joy is definitely more of a summer color and is going to give that really beautiful sunburned sort of glow to the skin. But I also have been enjoying mixing these two together. And I want to pick up the shade, I think, Love, which is this beautiful terracotta red. I think I'm going to pick that up during this Sephora VIB sale. These are really pigmented, and I feel like there is a learning curve when you first apply these and how to best apply them. But I have really been enjoying those, and I feel like those are going to last a really long time because they're so pigmented, and a little bit does really go a long way. I also picked up one of the highlighters. I was super excited about the highlight formula. I picked up the shade Mesmerize, which is more of the pink toned highlight. And I feel like this has been kind of a polarizing highlighter. I feel like people either really love it or don't love it so much. I fall into the category of really loving this. I love that it's a more subtle highlight, but still gives this really lit from within glow that I think is just so beautiful. This has quickly turned into one of my favorite liquid highlights in my collection. I don't know that I would pick up any other shades, maybe the lightest champagne shade, but I just love a pink tone highlight so much. I feel like that is just all I need. And then I also picked up one of the, I forget what they call these, the matte lip creme. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need bifocals soon. Matte lip cream in the shade Courage. And I have only used this one time. This wasn't as pigmented as I was expecting, but this is a really nice velvety sort of moussey texture that isn't too drying on the lips for a liquid lipstick. That's probably why it's a liquid lip cream. But I do feel like it kind of stains the lips a little bit, so the more you apply it, the more like the lip color kind of stays behind. And it's a really comfortable formula. Again, I've only used it one time, so I really feel like I can't give a full review on that. And then the last product that I picked up was one of the lip balms, I think, dewy lip balm, and I picked mine up in the shade Support. I don't know, I've had a thing for like darker brownie lip colors, clearly, and I've used this quite a bit. It's hydrating on the lips, but I don't feel like it's the most long-lasting lip balm, and I also feel like this one does transfer outside of the lip lines really easily. It's almost like a pigmented chapstick, and if you're not super careful with how you apply it, it's going to be all outside the lip lines and just not the most flattering. So this isn't one that I personally would really recommend. This isn't something that I would repurchase, but you guys know, primers and lip balms, I feel like I have to try everything, so naturally I had to pick up the lip balm. All right, let's stick on lip products. I keep telling myself I need to stop bringing so many lip products into my life, and then this happens. Like, what is this? What is this? So let's start with these two. These are two of the IT Cosmetics. I think they call these the Pillow Lips. And I picked up one of the mattes and one of the creams. I picked up Vision in the matte version, which ironically, I feel like the matte versions feel more creamy and easy to apply than the actual cream version. In the cream version, I picked up the shade Humble, which is a darker, deeper, like mauve tone brown, which I think is absolutely stunning. I feel like with lip products, I've learned I don't love a warm toned lip on me. I just don't think it matches my complexion very well. So I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of the shade Vision. I'm still working with it a little bit, we'll see. But I do really like that shade Humble. Those are both very comfortable on the lips. I don't feel like the matte version feels too tuggy, but I don't feel like it's the most long lasting matte lipstick I've ever used either. So something to bear in mind. I did place a ColourPop order this past month. You guys will see a few more products that I picked up, but I've been really wanting to try their Luxe Velvet liquid lipsticks, and I picked mine up in the shade Keep It Coy, which is a really soft sort of baby pink color. This is really, really comfortable on the lips, and I would say if you like a more comfortable liquid lipstick formula that's not going to be as long lasting, there's give and takes with this, but it's going to be really comfortable, I would recommend checking this out. This actually reminds me of the Rare Beauty lip cream in that it's just a little bit more moussey, a little bit more velvety, definitely a lot more comfortable, but it isn't as long lasting. But I've really been enjoying the Velvet lip products from ColourPop and would definitely be interested in picking up more shades. Speaking of velvet liquid lipsticks, I don't typically support Kylie Cosmetics. I've owned some lip kits in the past, and I have owned one eyeshadow palette, but I cannot remember the last time that I purchased from Kylie Cosmetics. However, I have always been interested in trying out the Velvet liquid lipsticks from her because I feel like everyone talked about how it was a lot more comfortable than her liquid lipstick formula. And something came over me the other day when I was in my Ulta and noticed that they suddenly carried Kylie Cosmetics in store. So I picked up two, not just one, I picked up two shades of the Kylie liquid lipsticks. And I picked up the shade Commando, which again is kind of a warm tone shade, although I do like this better than I like the warm tone It Cosmetics lipstick that I purchased. And then I picked up the shade Savage, which I have really been enjoying. I have not been able to put this down. It's this really beautiful kind of mid-tone pink color, and I just think it's very, very flattering. These are definitely a lot more comfortable than your standard liquid lipstick, but I do feel like this has a good wearing power, I don't know what I'm trying to say. These last quite a bit of time, and I do like these. I do feel like Kylie Cosmetics always has like the best shades for liquid lipsticks. So even though it's not that I don't really support Kylie Cosmetics, it's just that I'm not that interested in the brand. But I do feel like she knocks it out of the park with her shade range in terms of like just like the best lip colors. So it's hard for me to not want to buy. I also purchased another Bite Beauty lip plumping gloss in the shade Guava Puff. So I had gotten the shade Cinnamon something, I think Cinnamon Toast or something like that from Octoly and Bite. And then I went on to purchase Guava Puff because I love a good cool toned pink gloss. I'm also not going to lie, Samantha Ravindal kind of sold me on this shade. It's like she sells me on so many other things. But I really do love this gloss. I wouldn't say it is like a lip plumping gloss. It doesn't have that like stingy effect of a lip plumping gloss, and I also feel like it doesn't necessarily make my lips look plumper, but I just like a glossy lip, and there's nothing better than a nice cool toned pink gloss. So I had to pick that up. I also picked up one of these e.l.f. lipsticks. I forget what these are called. These are the Seriously Satin lipsticks. I had heard, I think both Sarah Rose and Kelly Gooch mention these, and I saw Sarah Rose wear this shade specifically and thought it was so beautiful on her. Sorry, I don't know why I'm swatching it on my hand because I do have cutaway clips. I mean, best YouTuber ever right here. I actually took the time to film some cutaway clips, but this is a very, very, very pale lipstick, and there is something about a very pale lip that I just love. So I had to pick that one up. I believe it was only $3, and I've only worn it one time. It's very pale. I do like to pair it with like a gloss or a lip liner that's going to add a little bit more color to the lips, otherwise it just completely washes me out. But I do like it, and I think it's a comfortable formula. For $3, I think it's a really nice lipstick. Even for not $3, I think it's a nice lipstick. And then one of my favorite lip product finds since I found the Tower 28s lip glosses this year, the lip oils have just been killing it, from the Kosas lip oil, then the Tower 28 lip jellies, and now these Lila B. I think these are the tinted lip oils. Yes, these are expensive, but I really, I don't know why I'm going to swatching because again, I have cutaway clips. I really have been enjoying this shade specifically. This is in the shade Be Remarkable. I have one other shade, I think Be Elegant maybe, that I got as a little sample, and I was like, okay, this is really comfortable. I want to try another shade. So I picked up Be Remarkable, and this is such a beautiful shade for this kind of time of year, and it's super comfortable on the lips. I don't have to worry about transfer with this, but it does give a nice color to the lips. Sometimes with lip oils, I feel like your lips look like hydrated and moisturized, but you're not getting the color payoff. With this, I feel like you get a good amount of pigmentation. It's not the most opaque, but it does give some color, and I think it's beautiful, and I really have been enjoying that Lila B tinted lip oil. I have these two cream products I picked up this month from Tower 28. I finally picked up their Bronzino bronzer. I picked mine up in the shade West Coast. I have been loving this. I will say this does have a gold shimmer running throughout it, and it is going to be a more glowy bronzer. So bear that in mind if you are thinking about purchasing this. It is definitely a very emollient texture too, so it is a lot more wet than some of my other cream products, and it doesn't fully dry down, but it's not like the most icky, like your hair is gonna get stuck in it either. It's just a beautiful product. I love the Tower 28 products. I haven't tried one thing from them that I don't like. I'm not gonna purchase their like balm highlighter because that doesn't sound like something I would enjoy, but everything else super good. From NARS, I also decided randomly to pick up this South Beach multiple stick. So I imagine you can use it in multiple ways. This is what it looks like. This is like a bronzy highlight. You can use it as like a blush or a bronzer topper. It kind of reminds me of the stick version of the Tower 28, but it's a little bit lighter. I thought I was gonna like this more than I do. I don't know. This isn't my favorite so far. I'm still figuring out how to best use that. I really thought I was going to like it a lot more than I do. I picked it up on a whim too, so maybe that's part of it. Probably didn't need that. Let's talk about two foundations that I picked up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I picked up the Oma Beauty Say What Weightless Foundation. I love this. This is so liquidy. The first time I pumped it onto my face, it dripped down so fast. It was like water splashed my face and then just completely dripped off my face. I was really surprised as to how liquidy this was. For some reason, I was under the impression this was a more mattifying formula and was going to be a lot thicker and a lot more full coverage. Now, I will say this still offers a really good amount of coverage. I would say very medium, possibly buildable to full, but definitely a solid medium, and I think it is beautiful. I have mine in the shade T2N, which is very light for me right now, but I think it's going to be a great match for me in the winter time. The shade options were limited when I purchased that, and I think next year when I self-tan again, I am going to start purchasing some more self-tan shades, because I just keep buying in like my lightest of light color, and it's a little ridiculous. Let me explain. This is the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. I have been so into tinted moisturizers this year. I didn't even know this was a thing, but every time I'm in Ulta and I walk by the Smashbox area, I have noticed this, and it's very eye-catching on the shelf. And I've looked at it, and I've looked at it, and I've looked at it, and probably the 5th time I was in store and saw this, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this today. And I'm not mad at all. This is so beautiful. If you like your skin to have a healthy glow, but also just look like your skin, I highly recommend this. I got mine in the shade Light Neutral, which I think is going to be a little bit too dark for me in the winter time, but I have worn this every single time I've gone to the gym, which has only been 4 times. I've worn this to the gym 4 times. I love just the beauty that it gives my skin. It just evens everything out, offers a glow. You don't even really need to add anything else. Like, you just look so beautiful when you have this on. I am so glad I decided to pick this up. Again, it wasn't even on my radar, and then I was like, this looks interesting to me. It sounds like something I would like. And I definitely really like this. This might be one of my top foundation finds, because I consider tinted moisturizers in the foundation category. Might be one of my top finds of the year. Too bad I already did my ranking every foundation I purchased this year, because whoo, Woo, baby, that's good. All right, I just have some single shadows and a couple eyeshadow palettes to wrap it up with. So last month I hauled one of the Essence Melted Chrome eyeshadows, and I've gone on to purchase 3 more. I picked up these shades Golden Crown, Warm Bronze, as well as Zinc About You. All of these are beautiful. These are so metallic. You don't need a wet brush. I would recommend not using a wet brush because you are going to, like, if there are aliens in outer space and you were to apply this to the eyelids with a wet brush, the aliens are going to see you, and I would hate for them to come down to earth and abduct you. I would just hate for that to happen to you. So just know, dry brush, you're going to be gleaming, gleaming, gleaming to the gods, and you don't need a wet brush. And speaking of just an absolute gleam and an absolute gem, I picked this up from NYX. This is in the shade Beauty Buzz. It's one of their foil play cream eyeshadows. Again, I had picked up a foil play cream shadow last month, was blown away by the formula and just the beauty of how intensely foiled this is. This is a cream shadow, but it does dry down and it is stunning. I really love this shade Beauty Buzz because it's the most beautiful champagne shade. Oh, it's so good, you guys. Like, you're gonna be blown away by the clip of me like swatching this. All right, guys, and then I did pick up the Little Ray of Sunshine palette from ColourPop, and I picked up the 2 corresponding Super Shock shadows in the shade In Harmony, as well as Flower Child. Flower Child is the lighter of the 2, and In Harmony is the golden one for when you see the swatches. These are beautiful. I didn't think I was going to be a big fan of the gold one, the In Harmony, but it seriously can just tie a look together so beautifully, especially with this palette. So I picked up Little Ray of Sunshine. When I saw the first like teaser photos on Trendmood, I instantly knew, okay, it's time for me to place a ColourPop order again. It's been a long time, but I really, really wanted this. It just spoke to me. I loved the yellows in here. I have been someone who's been really intimidated by yellows in the past, but that mustard shade in the Odin's Eye palette just grabbed my eyeshadow soul and really made me want to experiment more with yellows. So the kind of grungy tone yellows in this palette just really spoke to me. I think I have used this palette 5 times now. I actually have it on my eyes today, mixed in a little bit with the Melt Gemini palette, as well as an Hourglass, I think it's Scattered Light Shadow, all over my lids. I just love this. This would be by far, I think, my favorite ColourPop palette that I've used thus far. So easy to work with, so easy to blend. I love that it's an all matte eyeshadow palette, but then again, using these 2 to just tie a look together if you like a shimmer on your eyeshadow or on your eyelid, so beautiful. I cannot recommend this palette enough, especially if these tones just speak to you. If you like neutrals, if you like yellows, I've been in love with this. And then while I was on the site, I decided to finally pick up the ColourPop Glowing Coconuts palette. I've wanted this since it released, but just have not purchased this yet. I haven't played around with this one at all yet. I haven't even put this on my eyes one time. Like I said, I have so many eyeshadow palettes I've been trying to get through and trying to focus on and trying to like get through that testing phase so I can really understand my feelings and kind of give my review. So I haven't used this one at all. I also recently picked up the On Taupe one, and I'm waiting for that to get to me. I cannot wait. It reminds me a lot of the Glowing Coconuts color story, but when I saw the Taupe palette release, I was like, I need that. So lots of eyeshadow palettes lately. I was doing really well earlier this year, and then I kind of just flew off the wagon the last month with eyeshadow palettes. Huda Beauty released new eyeshadow palettes, and are we surprised that I picked up a couple? I was surprised I was able to say no to the 3rd. So the 2 that I got were the Khaki Haze, which was the one that I was most excited about because y'all know I love a good green, and this just looks absolutely stunning. I've only swatched this. I haven't used this one on my eyes yet. This, I think, is the next one I'm going to put into the testing phase because I can't wait to get my hands on this. And then I also picked up Sand Haze because, again, I've been craving these mauve tones, and this just looks absolutely stunning. I haven't put this one on my eyes yet either, you guys, but I am dying to. So these 2 are probably next on my list to start testing out. And then the final product. I was not interested in this eyeshadow palette at all. And this happened with the Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette as well. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog chewing his bone. This happened with the Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette, and I actually decluttered that palette already because I didn't like it. But I decided to pick up the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette. And I have not even swatched this. I haven't even touched this one, but I've seen so many beautiful looks with this, I just had to have it. It was like FOMO got the best of me, and I couldn't miss out on this one. So I'm really excited to play around with this one as well. I'm a little bit ashamed because I definitely didn't need this, but I've seen so many beautiful looks. So I'm really excited to start playing around with that. But after that, I feel like this has been the longest cumulative haul ever. Thank you guys if you've made it till the end. I would love to know what you've recently picked up. Do you have anything that you're thinking about picking up during the VIB sale? I would love to know. Thank you guys for supporting my channel as you always do, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.